Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar From Paper to Predictive AI powered digital forms for maintenance built for SAP and Oracle. I am Nazia from Sales Team at Propel Apps, and I'll be your host for today's session. We are thrilled to have professionals from across industries joining us today. Let's take a few moments for everyone to settle in. While we wait, do drop in the chat where you're joining us today from. We always love seeing how global our reach is. Just wait for a few more minutes, Madhu. We see a lot of people joining in. By the time everyone comes in, those who are already here, thank you for joining us today. Do drop in the chat where you're joining us from today. We would love to see how global our reach is again. Perfect. It looks like we already have a strong audience logged in. Thank you again for taking your time out of your day today for joining our session. Before we start, a few quick housekeeping notes. This session is being recorded and a full replay will be shared with you after the event. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat. Our team is actively monitoring the chat and we'll be happy to answer your questions. We are also having a few interactive polls throughout the session to keep things engaged. Do take a moment or two to answer the polls without any delay. Now, without further ado, let me hand over to Srilekha to introduce our speaker for today.
Thank you, Nazir. Let me take the pleasure to invite our speaker for today's session, Mr. Madhu Kasireddy. Madhu is a recognized leader in the enterprise asset management domain, bringing over 17 years of experience in planning, maintenance, consulting, and product management. He has worked extensively with organizations in oil and gas, manufacturing, and mining, helping them streamline operations and achieve maintenance excellence through digital innovation. Today, he will walk us through how organizations can eliminate paper based inefficiencies and move towards predictive AI digital forms, fully integrated with SAP and Oracle ERP systems. Welcome, Madhu. We are thrilled to have you with us. Over to you, Madhu.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So, good morning, good evening, everyone. So, we will quickly look at the agenda. Today's agenda is we are going to discuss about digital forms and a couple of challenges what the teams are facing outside in the in the field, and I'll show some the solution offerings we are giving in our product, and we are going to spend more time in this webinar this time in the live demo. So which will be I'll be showcasing the digital forms solution, how it works, how to create a form, design a form, how to use AI, right? And I'll be showing that and followed by question and answers. So basically, like what is digital forms, right? In a simple terms, right? To anyone to understand, basically, digital forms is basically electronic version of a traditional paper-based forms, and allowing especially on the field frontline workforce users to capture and share and process data efficiently using especially the tabs, handheld devices, right? So which will actually streamline the workflows and mostly minimize the manual errors and enable instant access to information anywhere in the world, right? So that is digital forms. So before we discuss the challenges, right? So I'll quickly ask my team to launch a poll, then we can discuss the challenges quickly. Team, you can launch the first poll, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Tanuja, Digital Marketing Executive at Propel Apps. To make today's session more engaging, I'll be launching a few quick polls throughout. Your input will help us capture valuable insights and tailor the discussion to your priorities. Let's begin with our first poll.
Okay, are we good to proceed?
Yes, Madhu, we have 90% of them choosing manual data entry dominates daily operations as the major challenge they are facing with forms.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and of course, that's what our first challenge here. Hope it is not copied from the challenges which I mentioned here. But yeah, so as I said again, so I'll be walking through a couple of these slides very fast because I want to spend more time on the real tool, real solution right today. So yeah, so the challenges are very common across all the industry types, right? So one is majorly the data entry, when is especially when you're using manual or a traditional any paper-based checklist. It's very hard to capture the data, and also it is time consuming, and a lot of times you're basically losing the data as well. It's not easy to collect and share the data when you are using a very traditional, or most of the times if you see a lot of industries, especially oil and gas, is that they're still using most of the processes on paper based, right? And a lot of times it's health risks and compliance risks, and especially when it takes the safety related inspections, like incidents management, or any related to critical asset inspections, right? So it's very hard to read that data back in the back office, and they cannot take any actionable insights from that data. And it's a lot of times the paper based is leads to many errors as well. It's something, a paper cannot validate the data that you are entering. For example, if I can take, if there is any pressure gauge, or any other reading that you are taking which has some threshold values, right? If you are entering beyond that threshold values or less than that threshold values, it will not alert the technicians to take some actions. It will not tell the frontline workforce to raise an issue, or alert some other teams, right? So that's the one of the major challenge with the traditional systems. With this, many of the frontline workforce, especially this forms is meant for maintenance technicians, safety technicians, and operators who works in the operations team who runs the machines, and utility teams, I can say, right? Anywhere that you use safety checklist, or periodically you do inspections, asset inspections, or preventive maintenance checklist, anything that you do. So wherever you do this, right? So we use they use paper, right? Which is end of the day, the frontline workforce, they're spending most of the times in filling this data and capturing the time, which is again, and taking that papers back to the office, and you have to do the entries in the systems again, right? So, and lot of traditional tools which have these problems, and it's hard to adapt because they spend a lot of time in training, and technicians spend most of the times in understanding the product. I'll quickly go to what we offer, right? So the first and the solution that we give is AI powered digital forms. So which is allows any person who is designing the forms, they don't need any kind of knowledge. They can simply write a prompt, or whatever they know about that particular form they want to generate, they can write a prompt, and system will help them to create and design the forms. And we have a completely no code form builder which helps the planners or schedulers, or anybody supervisors who is designing the forms. They can simply drag and drop the components, they can have their own checklist, and they can see that checklist and just create the forms. We have variety of components available through our tool, which helps to design even complex forms within minutes. And once you design the forms, the execution will be through, you can do it from any form factor: web, Android, tabs, mobiles, iOS, iPads, iPhones. You can use any devices, and you can execute, and this works both in online and offline. And by default, our forms are integrated with ERP. So if you're designing form and you give some tags or parameters or labels, that will automatically assign it to the SAP or Oracle Cloud maintenance work orders, and you can execute those forms against work orders. And we have many you know conditional logics, and you can define validations, and through that, while executing, automatically the system will ask when there is the values or any value that they are entering beyond the range, or anything that you set a condition, automatically it asks the user to either enter comments or take a photo, or they need to raise an issue, maybe they need to intimate some other teams, right? And all the data, once you capture through inspections, either work orders or independently forms, right? All the data, again, you can use it, and you can prepare reports and take some preventive, predictive actions once you have that data. Tim, before I show the benefits, can you quickly raise the second poll?
Here we go with our second poll.
Thank you. So basically, if you could instantly deploy AI-powered forms for free, what would you do? What you do? Test first, basically. Which kind of capability you want to test? Where do you want to test it? Okay, looks like uh, most of the
We have
team, right? Most of the
predictive maintenance checklist on the top, Madhu, with 63% of them choosing it.
Yes. So maintenance checklist and even safety and compliance inspections is also, I think, very critical when it comes to oil and gas, mining, manufacturing, or any chemical industries, right? So quickly, so basically, there are multiple benefits out of digital forms. Basically, this tool is very independent and also integrated with ERP. So out of the box, it is already integrated with Oracle Maintenance Cloud and SAP S/4HANA and ECC, right? And it is easy to integrate with any of other ERPs as well, if you have any other ERP today, right? So a lot of administration burden will be reduced, and you can design and update and archive the forms very faster, and it will also reduce most of the data entry errors that happens in the field, because you're writing a validations, you're setting instructions, and you're giving conditional logics there, so which will help the frontline workforce to enter the right data. And there is a lot of reduction in compliance related incidents, so because you can use it for even safety related incidents and everything. And of course, which will end of the day, which leads to cost reduction, significant cost reduction, and you're completely eliminating the paper based process. You're having a completely digital uh, forms workflow, and you can have approvals, and you can take uh, predictive actions once you have the data. So quickly, I'll say why us, right? So there are a couple of tools that are there in the market already, but what uh, why we are special, right? So one of the thing is we are giving away this forms tool for free. Anybody can log in. You can go to our website, which is I'm going to show now. You can go to our website and immediately start building your own forms. Okay, so that's you can see how quickly you can create a forms using this tool, and of course you can share the feedback as well, right? And this is our apps are every app including digital forms, so fully offline first architecture, right? Every functionality that you see, which works with a network, without network, and of course whatever you do without network, it will go back to the servers once you have the proper network. And we have AI powered features. AI is already integrated, so you can build the forms. As of today, you can build the forms, and we are coming up with a new AI tools where you can upload the existing form as it is, be it a Word document, PDF document, or some other document, which will automatically read the document and convert into a digital form. Then you can update and modify accordingly with respect to your requirements. And we have a very competitive pricing compared to any other vendor in the market. So we are very competitive. So that's what makes us special. And as I said, it works with all the platforms and out of the box integrated with Oracle Cloud Maintenance and SAP S/4HANA. So without further delay, I'll quickly switch to show the forms.
In the meantime, we are launching another poll, Madhu.
Okay, good.
Up with this third poll for today. Everyone, a heads up during the demo. If you have any questions, do drop them in the chat. We are monitoring the chat box. We are ready to answer your questions. And we have our third poll as well.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the time, so I want to quickly start the demo, right? Yeah, so most of the people, they want to try immediately. Yeah, let me help them. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, right? Where this is Propel Apps website where you can see the products. Within the products, you can go to digital forms and you can see the try free forms here. So when you select this, of course, I am already a logged in user, so it directly took me into my projects screen. So if you are a new user, it will give you the login and registration page. You can enter the few mandatory details and you can log into the application. Once you log in, you'll be seeing the same project screen. Okay, and while doing the demo also you can try, but better you see the capabilities I'm going to show. So projects is nothing but within the organization or within the plant, you can segregate the forms, right, based on the use case or based on the departments, or like I can say utilities, or within the maintenance, I want to divide into like electrical, mechanical, or I want to divide safety separately, right? So this is basically a categorization of the forms. You can define as many as projects, but within the plant, right? So you can assign these projects to within the plant, and within the so I can show you quickly how to create a project. It's required a simple tile and the description that you can create a project. So once you create the project, where you'll see the new form template option here, this is where you will start designing the form, or you can see the existing form templates which you have created already. I'll quickly show the new form template. Okay, so I'll just say some compressor inspection form. So this is not some recording or something. I'm doing the live demo here. I've just launched the application and start building the form. Inspection form, periodic inspection, I'll say. So this is where tags, right? So this is the beginning where we have added so if you want to execute this particular form against any work order, right? So this is the work order type, which will automatically take it, right, from the drop downs. And there are many components that you can add it based on your requirements. If work orders have some other components, like I want to put it based on the maintenance activity type, or I want to put it against work center, right? So you can select those things. Just say preventive, and I'll start creating a form, right? So this is the form template form. The where I can create designing the form, right? So quickly I'll explain some controls. The left side you can see all the components that are available as of today, and these components will be more components are getting added in the next couple of weeks, right? So we are doing this forms tool upgrade every 2 weeks. So whatever the changes we are adding, we are immediately updating into this tool. Okay, so this is where you are going to actually drop the components and designing the form. And this is the AI tool where you can give the prompt, and that will automatically generate the form. Okay, and this is form data. Once you add the form, and if you start testing, adding some data against this particular form template, you'll see all the data. Save is basically you can draft it as many as times you can edit and come back and you can re-edit it. But once you publish it, it is available for like execution in the mobile devices or wherever you integrate it. And within the section, while designing the form, you have edit where you can designing the form. Once you design it and save it, you can preview it. And once you publish it, you can start testing as well. So I'll show those things very quickly. Okay. So I'll just take one reference form, right? So then I'll start building. So I'm parallelly looking at it, right? So I'll say I'll start with a text tile where I want to put, some name, right? So this is where I can start. So if you see, this is the properties page for the component. We have multiple tabs within the properties, basic properties, and we have validation, styles, and conditional. Okay, these are conditional logics, and some of these properties might change component to component depending on the type of a component. Okay, so this is where I can give a name, right? So I'll say facility name. Okay, then I can give a placeholder. This placeholder, you can see enter text here, so you can give your own placeholder as well. So you can ask like enter facility name. Okay, then if you want to have any default value, you can have it, and we can make it customizations. Like I want to make this as a mandatory field, and you can also have a some custom validation message, like when this is not entered, automatically this message will come up. Okay, and yeah, if you see this alignment right here, you can see the preview. So the label name is coming on the top, and the value that you need to enter is coming on the bottom. So that also you can change. You can make it left label and right side entry. Okay, and conditional logic I'll show for a number field, which makes more sense. We can have ranges there. So now I have added my text component, right? I'll just add a number component where I want to set some conditions, right? I'll say some reading. So you can have a decimal places. If you want to allow decimal places, you can set, right? I want to say it's a mandatory, and I'll go to left again, then conditional. So here, the first version of the conditions is show and hide, right? So you can add logics, right? So you can show when basically you want to meet all the conditions that I'm going to write. Basically, you can add any n number of conditions or any of the one condition. It's like a one or more combinations, right? So for now, I'll just keep it as it is. I'll only just put, because I've added only one field, it is showing only one field name here. So I'll say facility name. When facility name is 1000, right? Then this needs to be shown. Okay, if facility name other than 1000, automatically it will be hidden. Okay, so I'll write. I can add some drop downs. Drop down is a very good field where we can give this right compressor class. Like, okay, I'll just say class A. I'm just taking some random examples, and class B, right? So you can add any number of drop down values. Okay, so I'll save again. So when it comes to drop down values, right? So I'll just select top, and I won't apply any conditions. Apply changes. Now again, I'll go back to reading rather than planned. I'll select now the compressor class when it is equal to class A. Then the rule applies, right? Okay, so like that, we have many components like long text, number, radio button, checkboxes, date and time, signature. So you can apply the signature one as well. And the interesting part is we have a panel. Panel is basically you can set it as a section where you can add multiple components under it. It's like a group of certain type of inspections you are doing. For example, I want to put it this under this panel, right? So I can give it some name to this panel. I'll say just maintenance inspection maintenance, right? So maybe you can consider this is one of the section, right? So you can define like these panels. So basically you are grouping the multiple components or multiple tasks together as part of one panel. Okay, so that's the panel one. And the table, right? If you have a table related type of questions, you can add a table and you can decide how many rows you want, how many columns you want, right? The table name, you can do table settings, right? So what is the column names, right? You want to enter directly the values here so that you can go with the column names. If you don't want a column names, you can have a label name for each component that you're going to add this in these tables. And you can do some validations and styles as well. You can apply some background colors, right? And you can define the uh, uh, width for this table. Okay, I'm not doing much changes here so that I'll show the existing form to save some time. And data grid is another type of component which helps the customers to define these sections where if you're taking multiple entries against the same question, right? So this is where you can add a grid component. For example, if you're taking some pressure reading, for example, right? The same pressure reading you want to take it 5 times while doing some maintenance, right? Against the same checklist, not a different checklist, so that we don't need to define 5 different questions for the same parameter, right? So whereas you can define one, right? For example, I'll show how it looks like, right? So I'll just add, this is a pressure, right? And just apply the changes, right? I'll just save the form. If you go to preview, right, sorry, test. So here you will get an add entry. So like this, you can define these, you can add this pressure value any number of times, because there are a lot of cases where we see the entries must be filled against multiple equipments against the same entry, right? So that are the cases where you don't need to enter the same, I mean, define the multiple questions for the same parameter, same type of question. So you can define data grids there, and it will automatically allow you to, enter that values. And whereas tables, if you want to capture information, the same information, but is a fixed rows and columns, and you can just define the column names and you can start capturing the data, right? And also I'll show one other thing, right? So within the fields or questions that we are entering, I want a different number of fields in rows, right? Irrespective, table is a fixed rows and columns, right? So you cannot define one row is 2 fields, another row is 3 fields. That's not happens in the table. But we have an option where you can resize the components. You select that component and start bringing that to less, right? So once again, so this will automatically resize the component, right? So that I'll resize the another component, I can adjust into the same row. Now this is so flexible where you can design any complex forms however the way that you are using today, and better than that, right? So you can design those forms and use the form space efficiently, and the form however the way you want. The current standard checklist, maybe it's already approved checklist that you are using, so you can design the form as it is that is there today, so that it is easy for the end users as well. They don't get confused when they see these digital forms, right, through tablet. But when it comes to mobile, of course this same appearance might not come, because mobile screens are very there will be less space in the mobiles. no matter if you design these components one after in the same row, but it will come one after one. That's for the to make it easy for the users while entering. But if you are using a web or a tablet form factor, it will come, the form will come as it is. So I'll quickly show when it goes to preview. So this is a desktop view where you can see the form, and you can see this is a tablet form, and this is where you are seeing the mobile, right? And as this is a very simple form, I'll quickly show one of the form which we have designed with all the components. So this is one of the form which I designed, okay, for with different components and also table and grid layout, right? If I go to preview, you can quickly, I'll go to test. So that's how we can see. So I can select yes or no combination. So no, in this form, I set a condition when I select the answer no, I need to mandatorily enter the comments. Okay. So I'll say pressure gauge faulty, a random, right? So then I'll select yes, yes, then I'll center comment everything normal. I'll just take this. So this is my section heading. This is a separate section. I've started entering the data. Okay. Then yes, yes, yes. All are normal. And this is again another section started here, right? This is with respect to safety devices and alarms. Okay. I'll just enter the data. And this is my table, right? So this is where I want to capture some data. This is a table format I have entered here, and this is the grid. So I'm trying to enter some equipment IDs which I'm capturing. So because by default I don't know when I'm taking the readings, but when it goes to the field, I'm going to capture certain recording against certain equipments. That is dynamic. So when it is dynamic, so I can choose the grid section where you're taking multiple reading. So I'm taking a pressure reading for this value, this equipment, then I can start entry. So I can enter another equipment, then I can say another, a parameter, right? And I can take the value. Like this, you can add any number of fields, any number of time entries basically, right? And you can enter any parameter and start reading, taking the readings. So this is called a grid component. And you're asking a technician signature, then followed by supervisor signature and submit. So this form is submitted now. Now we can directly go and see the form data, what data we have submitted. So this will show all the submissions I've made against this particular form, and I can go and view the data as well. So whatever the data I've entered, I can see all the data back here. Okay, everything is there. The data is coming up, signatures are coming up. If you want, you can download and immediately as a PDF, you can create a PDF and share it with anybody, right, through email or any other communication tools. Okay. Just quickly, I'll show AI forms. Then it is a lot of capabilities are there. It is you can execute the forms against work orders as well through devices in iPad, Android tabs, and all. Right. So I'll just quickly show the AI forms through. Opened up another form just for testing the AI, right? So this is an empty form. If you have a form components already available here, so it will ask you, for example, I'll just put one component for a reference. I'll let you know how it works. Okay, so this is a AI tool where you can write a prompt here. So based on your requirement, you can write a prompt and it will automatically generate a checklist. I'll just select the existing prompt for to make it easy. See here, it is the note, right? Existing components will be overridden. So if you have any components already dragged and dropped here, so that might override the checklist, which is generated by the AI form. So which take a couple of seconds to generate the form. Sorry, I think I've used many iterations while testing it. Maybe the tokens got expired. I'll retry it. I'll just log in again. Sorry for that. Yeah, so this is now checking, I mean, it is working with AI. Yeah. So now it automatically created a form based on the prompt which I have given. So it selected its own components and created. And of course, it is kind of the AI is getting improved day by day, based on the number of prompts, type of industry related forms, and type of safety, maintenance, and utility related forms. The number of questions, the the type of questions that we are the AI is generating, it's kind of getting improved day by day. So I mean, this is now, it is available for you, and you can have your own prompt and design the form and test it out, and do let us know how it is helping, whether it is generating very relevant, or if you have any feedback, you can share it with us. So I'll quickly go back and share the presentation. So that's a quick demo of the tool. There are many other features which I think we don't have that much time to show. We are already very end of the meeting. So I'll just take I think I'm okay to go ahead and take questions if any. Yep.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you for the impactful and practical session on how our digital forms work. So before we go with the Q&A, we'll just launch a quick poll, Madhu. Team ready with the poll? Yeah, we have our last poll for the webinar. Where are you in adopting AI-powered digital forms in your operations? Everyone, once you're done with the poll, if you have any questions, do drop it in the Q&A or in the chat. We are ready to answer your questions. And meanwhile, we have our free digital form builder free on our website, where you can try your first free forms, 5 forms for free. We are dropping the link of that as well. And the link for the free form builder is in your chats. And coming back to our poll, we have a good response for considering adoption soon of digital forms, Madhu.
Of course, yeah.
63% of them are ready to adopt digital forms.
Okay, if you're looking for digital solutions, feel free, use the free tool and try it on yourself. And yeah, of course, reach out to our teams for more information and details.
A link to the free form builder is dropped in the chat. Also, along with which we are also dropping our product page link. We'll give another moment or two for the Q&A, Madhu.
Yeah.
Surabhi Singh, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat or Q&A, which are meeting options on the top right corner of your screen.
Yeah, while they type questions, right? So I think yeah, so we I mean, anybody can, of course, they can start log into these forms using our website, and they can design their own forms, and of course reach out to our teams, right, which I'm going to share the details here as well. And through our website you can reach us, and if you have any questions or any forms or anything that the component is not available but you are looking at, so you can feel free and share it with us. And definitely we have a roadmap as well for our product, which are more components like location and all those things we are adding up. And we are bringing, as I said, AI, the form upload, and we are also having introducing AI analytics once the data is there. So you can um, create your own reports and analytics and dashboards. So that is also there as part of roadmap. And we are going to have a scheduler where you can use independent applications. So which is basically integrated forms or comes with the like maintenance order solution And if you want to use it independent forms, irrespective of any ERP, any work orders, or any other objects, you can have your independent forms application where you can schedule, you can assign it to people, you can assign it like every 2 weeks, every 1 week, that particular form needs to be generated so that teams can execute. Such features are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Any questions, team, from anyone?
No, Madhu, not yet. I think everyone is clear and they're going to try our free forms for sure for the form builder as we have dropped the link. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation and engagement today. As a quick reminder, the recording of this session will be shared to all the attendees shortly after the webinar. We hope today's session has given you a clear picture of how AI-powered ERP native digital forms will help teams move beyond paperwork and achieve predictive compile and maintenance operations without complex IT support or I see Surabhi has a question. Okay, we have a question here, Madhu. Manoj
Yeah.
Kumar has asked, does the form support expression and validations depending on other fields?
Yes, they do support. So you can define any kind of validations depending on the other field. Like you can make it mandatory, you can hide, or you can ask. You can show multiple fields based on the other question value that you're entering. So those things are available. Yes.
We have one more question, Madhu. Surabhi is asking, how many projects can we create for free on our free form builder?
Yeah, projects. You can create 2 projects and forms 5. And I think one thing I forgot to mention, you can raise issues as well, right? In the SAP language, we call it notifications. In the Oracle language, we call it work request. So we will have our own issue form when certain fields, just like I shown one of the value I entered no, it asked comments. So you can put a condition, you want to raise a issue, and that can be assigned to any other user or any other technician. So that is also there.
We have one more question. How easy is it to integrate to our ERP system? It's a follow-up from Manoj Kumar, Madhu.
Right. So there are 2 ways of looking at, right? So if you want to use independent digital forms, right? So where this is like out of the box, you can start using it. If you want to integrate with the ERP and use it against some certain objects like a work order, work request, notifications, right? So this is already out of the box integrated with these tools already with our own maintenance application we have, where we have work orders, and against that you can execute forms. So when you deploy that particular packages, it's ready to use. And forms deployment will be done in weeks, not even months.
Everyone, we'll just give one more minute. If you have any questions, yeah, we again have a follow-up from Manoj. Can I integrate it to my custom application? Manoj is asking, Madhu.
Yes, you can integrate this application with any other custom applications, but that required some, specific changes, right? Depending on the custom application that you are using, right? To check the compatibility and all, but it can be done.
We have one more question from Surabhi. He's asking, so we can also directly generate digital forms. GPT, what is the advantage of your tool? Okay, he's asking, we can directly generate digital forms from GPT as well. What is the advantage of our tool?
So this form is not only just a generation, right? This form is you're going to execute certain tool, right? This is already integrated with the builder, right? You can assign it to people, you can design the conditions, and once you publish the forms, it can go to the respective device and respective users, and you can schedule it. Like I want to execute this form every 2 days or every 2 weeks, right? And once the when it goes to execution, it can be done in offline as well. You can do execution in offline as well. While executing, if you find any anomalies, any issues, you can raise issues and you can do a follow-up, and the issue will have a workflow as well, right? And you can take some preventive actions before the asset or something, whatever the inspections you are doing, so you can prevent those issues.
There's another question, Madhu. Does the application support multiple validations or logics on the same task?
Yeah, so you can apply n number of validations, right? So for example, if you have a three fields A, B, C, and if you're writing a condition on the B, right? If my A value is some X, right? I want to hide B, right? If my, C value is something like a, Y, then I want to, hide or make it mandatory the B field, right? Like that, you can add any number of conditions in one field. But only one tricky part is whether you want to consider one validation or all validation should be true is one thing you need to be look into.
I think we are done with the Q&A session, Madhu.
Okay.
We have one more question coming up.
Okay, let it come. Yeah. I think we are 10 minutes over the time, but it's happy to see the questions are coming up. So I'm looking forward all the participants, right, across the globe joined. So I request all of you to try forms, right? Even you can design any form, right? It's not something like you can design only industry specific or something. Even regular forms that you use in your operations or even financial in administration, any form you can design, right? And you can share the feedback with us.
We have other question. What is the maximum limit of templates which can be created in the project?
There is no limitation as such. You can create any number of form templates in a project, but the free tool they cannot create more than 5.
Okay. We'll wrap the Q&A for now, Madhu, as we are over the time. If participants, you have any questions or you need the link for our form builder, which will be dropped in the chat again right now, do reach out to us, or our team will reach out to you again with the recording of the session. Thank you everyone again for joining our session today. A big shout out to Madhu for giving a live and interactive session of our demo for the digital forms. And we hope our today's session was clear and on how AI can help, uh, reducing manual paperwork and achieving predictive maintenance operations without IT complexity. At Propel Apps, our goal is very simple. We help enterprises maintain supply chain. We help enterprises and maintenance and supply chain teams deploy intelligent digital solutions faster, secure at any scale. Thank you, team. Thank you for actively monitoring the chat. And thank you again for joining. We are looking forward to seeing you in our next session. Until then, wishing you continued success and operation excellence. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.